Good day, everyone. My name is Simpson, and I'm here to present to you information on enterprise risk management, otherwise known as ERM, and we're looking at the maturity model today. Now, this assignment is for class MGT 620-2021 CT3, and this is Unit 6. The presentation will give you an overview of the assignment. We'll look at the 2008 to 2009 global fiscal crisis, how this affected the whole financial service industry. What is ERM maturity model? The basis for ERM model in financial service company. ERM goals for financial service companies. We look at the ISO 31000 model. We look at the benefits for ERM frameworks for financial service companies. We'll also look at the framework and model design for a specific financial service company, and also the appropriateness for ERM model in a financial service company. I will then give you a summary, and there's also a presentation on the references where all this information was secured, and there will be a moment for feedback on questions. Now, let's take a look at the assignment overview. This presentation aims at providing information on enterprise risk management, ERM maturity model, most suitable for financial service company. The presentation will also give overview of the 2008 global fiscal crisis, and the bottom line of this exercise is to provide insight to the understanding and application and also utility of risk maturity models that represent a valid tool for supporting risk management procedures in organizations. Now let's take a look at the 2008-2009 global crisis, which was a global crisis in the financial industry. And we have seen that since this took place, there are lots of changes that were needed. When we look at a survey that was done, 98% of companies that were surveyed in 2013, they all agree on the significance and importance of ERM applications. Also, the need for ERM strategies has increased due to heightened scrutiny by regulators and rating agencies. Also, despite the increased focus, how many companies define ERM and its role within the organization? This varies greatly according to companies. And more, we're finding that companies are beginning to be more sensitive to the significance of applying ERM models to reduce their risk. So either by creating entirely new program or by strengthening whatever they have in existence at the moment. Now let's look at what is ERM maturity model. Again, ERM stands for Enterprise Risk Management, and it's a strategic plan that is developed to identify, evaluate, and get proactive to counteract any hazard, any challenges, any danger or potential for risk, whether it's a figurative one or a fiscal one, whether you can place a dollar amount to it, or it may just be something that has social and environmental impact. Also, the discipline of applying ERM maturity models forces entities to identify all types of risk that is present and potential for effective risk management treatments in their organizations. Okay, let's take a look at the basis for ERM maturity model in financial service company. There have been an increase in legal and regulatory requirements, especially since the 2008-2009 global financial crisis. Compliance management has become a critical step for financial service institutions to follow. Also, compliance have become obligatory. Compliance management, however, generate no revenue, but compliance management is viewed as a heavy cost driver. And although this is a heavy cost driver, it is very significant for a company to have sound compliance management targeted for risk management control. And all studies that have been reviewed suggest there is a need for further research. The industry is pretty wide and risks are constantly evolving. Therefore, there is the need for further research on this topic. Therefore, it is suggested that we continue this exercise in the future. Okay. ERM, Enterprise Risk Management, has surfaced to be a paradigm aimed at helping companies to react promptly to constantly changing risk factors. Also, there's a vital need for ERM to be integrated into an entity's business strategy development, their goal setting, and performance management, as well as governance processes. Also, new ERM frameworks such as ISO 31000 have emphasized that using new technologies can play a significant role in an industry's elements of risk management. And next we're going to take a closer look, I should say, at ISO 31000 models. And then we will further look at how appropriate it is. What are the key factors that contribute to success for financial service companies? The ISO 31000 framework. Now, the International Organization for Standardization, ISO, has established risk management regulations to be used in all types of industries for risk management guidance. And that's one of the unique features of applying this model in a financial service industry. Again, this framework is updated very regularly. The framework is designed to facilitate risk management's integration into robust governance of all types of companies and all types of activities. The guidelines are specifically designed to accommodate a wide cross-section of audience. So these are some of the major benefits why this type of framework is recommended for a financial service company. Now, let's take a look at some of the benefits of ERM frameworks for financial service companies, in addition to the flexibility of using that ISO 31000 model. There are several intangible and tangible benefits for a financial service company. There's improvement in information gathering and decision making. It can strengthen the corporate governance of an entity, can minimize volatility on earnings, can encourage financial and job security for the company and its employees, can also enable a company to grow financially and economically while reducing risk and the cost of capital. But most of all, from the numerous studies that have been reviewed, the findings have shown that risk management and its process through financial service organization can minimize not just earnings volatility and encourage job security, but it can also improve shareholders and stakeholders' interest. And that is key for any financial service company. Okay, in the previous slide, we saw some of the benefits of the ISO 31000 model in a financial service company. Now we're going to look at some key concepts, and this model can be a part of the decision-making process. It is tailored. It is also inclusive and transparent. It can also create and protect the company's value. Also, it can explicitly locate and label uncertainties. That is key in risk management. It's also a significant part of all companies' process. It facilitates improvement throughout the organization on a continuous basis. It is developed based on best information obtained. Therefore, it is significant for the company, whether it's financial service or any other company, to gain most up-to-date information and relevant information. It also takes on cultural and human issues into consideration, and that is significant for any company. And it's dynamic, it's responsive, it's iterative, but most of all, it is timely, structured, and systematic. Now let's take a look at how appropriate is the ERM maturity model for a financial service company. Now, the attributes of risk maturity model reflects the primary risk management practice in any organization and can establish and develop risk management capabilities. Typically, risk maturity models define 4 or 5 levels of progression, and the quality of the risk management process within each level is also described through the selected attributes. Also, the progression in risk management maturity is motivated by the growing awareness of the business benefits that may be gained by effective risk management, and that is very significant. That's probably one of the most significant attributes. Also, the higher levels of maturity reflect the most advanced managerial practices and competencies in risk management, and these are some of the reasons why this model is selected for a financial service company. In summary, we can see in today's digital and innovative business environment that management personnel have become more sensitive to risk management. Risk management have now become a dire necessity instead of an option for an enterprise internal control application, as was the case in the past before these new models have been developed. And the board of directors and other top executives of most of the corporations and companies have now understood the significance of risk management and have made it their primary importance to implement such in their various corporation and business segment. Therefore, risk management techniques such as the ISO 31000 maturity model is a great tool for any company, whether it's financial service or otherwise. Next, we'll see a listing of all the references where the information was obtained to support this presentation. Thanks for your time, and I appreciate any feedback or questions that you may have. Goodbye.